Hi. This I believe is my 48 video or 49. I'm not sure. I need to double check. I believe 48 video. And you know, my videos are always meant to enlighten people. That's dealing with this target individuals that are dealing with this targeting that consists of a lot of things. Uh, as I mentioned before, my targeting specifically consists of a lot of things. Consists of the gas lighting, the gang stalking, the mob stalking, and the electronic manipulations, to the more sophisticated things where we talk about synthetic telepathy and V2K, where my mind is manipulated in so many ways. It's just ridiculous. And one thing for sure is I'm not the first, and definitely won't be the last. I'm sure. But I want to make sure that my testimony is available for the people who deal with this, because I was empowered by others that have mentioned the same things that I mentioned. And as you understand that this is sophistication that a regular person doesn't know about, could not even believe it until they experience it. But finding strength in knowing that others are dealing with the same type of torments via this crazy, insane tactics of breaking a human being. And also, obviously, the tactics consist of not only psychological tormenting but physical tormenting, where my body has been breaking down, my knee joints, my shoulders, my arms, and my organs, from my lungs to my heart to my liver to my kidneys to even my bladder and other areas, uh, which is things that all have been said by others. I don't think I'm unique, and I'm sure this, I know I'm not unique in that sense because of the testimony I've heard. And so my job, my responsibility is to live my testimony so that others can can understand that they're not alone and do not subscribe to it. And subscribe to the gaslighting, subscribe to the manipulations, and do not think that these things that they do to them is something that they should subscribe to, they should accept, when in fact is a lot of trying to change you. My last video, I talked about gaslighting, trying to make you accept all these things they do to you as an organic reaction to just you being you, when in reality it's just manipulations of so many ways. And I've talked a lot about what this synthetic telepathy, this mind manipulation, this neuron manipulation, and can is capable of doing. I'm not a neuroscientist at all. I'm not. I'm just a subject that's dealing with the changes that I can witness because I am dealing with. You see yourself experiencing things that you've never experienced, have thoughts that you've never had, and they are all somewhat degrading and meant to break you down. And of course, you hear the repetitions, the manipulations, you hear the noise campaigns, things that you've heard before from other target individuals that are trying to force you to accept these things that you obviously know is not you, but because of isolation, which is also something that you end up hearing from a lot of target individual, and seeing many people around you trying to force you to accept these things and make you feel guilty for those for the things that are being done to you, you can find yourself really just going to that side. But it's sophistication to a point that a regular person with regular means cannot surpass. You can't. At least I don't think I can. because this is technology that's way beyond anything I've ever I can never even understand. It's just it's greater. I've said many times this is obviously a level of technology and sophistication and resources that only entities within the government can run. This is not. I don't. There's no way to accept or to believe that this is just some road group. No, this is obviously something massively huge, incredibly resourceful, and with technology and and organization that's beyond. So obviously, I can only expect that something coming from the DoD, which most likely come from there. I cannot think that's just a bunch of group of people, which makes no sense. It could never make sense, especially when I see the people that are actually that are involved. You understand that this is it's not just these people are not people that can organize themselves and to have this kind of technology. When you see them, because honestly, some people they're barely adults, and they have a logic of a child. Now, uh, I'm you know I want to talk about something specific to me, and it's not actually sorry, it's not even specific to me as I found out. Actually, nothing is really specific to me. This thing seems to be so organized, and that you can see me try to. I was gonna use a different word, which is funny. One of the things that this technology is capable of doing is inject words, and I was almost forced to say a curse word for no reason. This thing is so sophisticated, but but it's also very consistent. All the technology, all the tactics have been used before. It's just almost like there's a script to the T that you hear other testimonies saying the same things. With me, because they have the manipulation of a lot of my control of a lot of things in my brain. It's just ridiculous. I can't even like. It's just I still haven't accepted the level of control and manipulation they have of my mind, but they do. And so today I just want to talk about some of the most disturbing and degrading things that I've heard that the testimony say, and how they try. Well, they don't try. They actually make you experience these disturbing things. Is as I go outside, I have no fear in regard of somebody doing something bad to me. I'm not. If that happens, it happens. What disgusts me is how I respond to certain things, and it's just the most disgusting things. It it tries to break you down. It tries this tactic tries to make you to 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 hate yourself because you have responses that you detest. It's disgusting. And so this, especially I've moved to a new area, and not even before they were doing this, but here it's even more worse. But um, one thing they've done is you always hear of like teenage kids being used to torment you. But the torment is not even like noise campaigns and things of that. And not only that, but it's the reaction that you get when seeing these kids. It's so disturbing. And these kids think that it's just a game. They look at it as a game. I can see them acting like being excited about doing something, creating this reaction in me, and being really excited about it, as if it's a game, right? To them, it is a game. It's okay. I'm gonna try to break him down, and make you feel guilty for those responses that you get from these kids when you know them well is what they do to manipulate you, to degrade you, and discuss you. You almost to the point where you want to look at it, you want to talk to these kids. Like, do you understand what you're doing? You're disturbing. You're disgusting for even involving yourself. Understanding that the things that you're doing to me can actually happen for some people here. I'm not. I don't live in La La Land. I live in New York, right? So this is not a place where there's a lot of there's people of all sorts, right? And so what I'm trying to say is, I've every time I go outside, I keep seeing these teenager or people who look like teenagers, very young people, trying to make themselves seem to me. And once I see them, that's why I want to walk around and literally just look up, try to, because what happens is once I see one, this I get this nasty, disturbing stimulations, disturbing stimulation, which I know is not me, and not only my stimulation, but also perceptions are being messed with. This is how deep this technology has gone. That my perception of what I see is really distorted, and they do it is always very sexually based. It's traumatizing, like in a sense that I'm a sexual being. I'm not a saint, right? But what they're trying to do is trying to. I'm I'm a sexual being. So what they're trying to employ is using and how we look at a woman and apply that on teenagers, children, to disturb me. It's so disturbing. It's so disgusting, and it's just disturbing. I don't know. It's just annoying. It's just frustrating. It's also it's super frustrating because you see these kids enjoying getting those responses, those stimulation because they see my reaction. I get disgusted by it. I'm like I'm disgusted. I just want to almost say something. Um, I go somewhere. I see this little kid just like teenage girls walking around and trying to be like, and don't even know, like they're just children trying to like walk in a way that would appeal me, right? Like trying to walk sexually when they're not even they're just teenage kids. They just try to walk, and immediately when if I see them, I get like these things that stimulated. It's too disturbing, and I detest it. It annoys me because these kids really think that organically this. I just want to say, do you understand that you will never do anything to me organically that in any way stimulating? I can see your child, you look like a child, and I can never be stimulated by you because you are a child. And no, it's not even like, this cases where perhaps somebody might look older, right? No, this is a kid that you can see a mile away, they're children. And get this stimulation is disturbing. And the worst part is how they think that it's just normal, and they try to walk. And you want to say, I don't want to be rude, but I just want to tell them, do you understand that my reactions, I know my organic reaction to what I'm saying. I want to insult you. It's like, go home, go to school, do something productive, but do not do these nasty things or try to involve yourself in these nasty things. To me, I'm a grown adult, man. You're a child. Stop trying to involve yourself in these disturbing things. You are disgusting for involving yourself. I know you're a child. That's what I want to say, and I think one day I'll say something like that. I think I'll get pushed to the point. I want to talk about one specific. I had to take a picture and just explain to you how. I took a picture. I went to a place to get food. I see a group of people over there, and I don't know. I'm looking away. I know they're gonna do some nasty things to me, and say there is this program. They're gonna try to do some disturbing stimulation. I look just a little bit. I see somebody, just the back of somebody. I already get some sexual perception. Like I'm seeing her. This person, which is a girl, can't tell who really she is. She's facing some the other way. She's facing the. I only see the back, and they're trying to stimulate me immediately because I can see her backhand, right? And I don't even want to look because I've been disturbed and traumatized so much. And so for a second I said, okay, maybe they're just adults. And then I can hear them start laughing, hee hee hee, like kids laugh. And I turn around and I see this little teenager girls, and this is a picture. And I'm not gonna show. You can't see the faces. I know I'm not gonna, because they're just kids that they use. I don't know if you can see this. I'm gonna try to, but kids, And they right after that look at their phone. That's what's happening right there. They're looking at their phone after some reaction happened, and they were proud about it. They were proud, like, "Oh, we got you," and start laughing like it's a game, as if I'm. This is organic, and the frustration is you just want to look at them, and I forget that even looking at them is still dangerous. And it's like you wish, like, it's not even that you wish. It's like you are delusional if you think this is organic. Do you think somebody like you can do anything to me in any way sexually stimulating? This will never happen if it was just me. But because this technology has the ability to do so much sexually, perception wise, that they can do so much. And I, I became a little bit emotional. I saw them, I got really frustrated, and I was at a place, and I grabbed some water, and I and I said something very I'm sure it's very mature. I guess my emotion got the best of me, and I said, "You're just an ugly little girls, just ugly." Yeah, obviously they're just kids, but I was just like, it's just disgusting, right? And I see this kid is frustrated at this point, and what they do, she comes back, right? I'm leaning, waiting for my food, leaning out against the wall, and I'm looking at her, shaking my head. It's like, this kid, this is joke. I can't believe like this is happening to me. And I see her get on the phone and try to make herself serious, and and I'm looking at her up and down. It's like, you really, you, you really are like owning to this character. You think I subscribe to this? But this is a child, so Sean, like this is a childlike individual. But I've seen adults acting like children. So I look her up and down, and I see the guy who's the cashier looking at me too. I'm looking at it, like, you guys really think that this is really something? These children, and then she goes back and she comes back on the phone. She wants to. She's literally walking back and forth, and I'm looking at her up and down. It's like, like try to look like, do you understand that you are just a child? I'm looking at her. It's like, you have no shame. Obviously, she has no shame. She's a child. And then as I look at her up and down, they start to try to create perception of a sexual way. You know, like I said, I'm not perfect. I love, I'm not perfect. Of course, as a man, I find women attractive. The way they try to make me perceive certain things, the way I would look at a woman is the way they try to apply that on a child, like a teenager, even younger, even preteen. That is insane. This technology is disgusting. The ways they do this torment is just horrible. They are meant to just break you down. They want to traumatize you to hate yourself. It's so disgusting. And the thing is, like, they're trying to make you fearful of the manipulation they have. So I'm looking her up and down, like, just like, look at this little, I'm not gonna say the word. And as I'm looking her up and down, they're trying to distort what I'm saying from the back. So I'm not even going to details. They're trying to make me look at her back area in a way I would look at a woman back area, distorting certain things. It's so disturbing. But this technology is capable to distort what you see, to see things in a different perception. It's insane. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I cannot. And this is why you have to be very sure of who you are, because this technology does so much things to you that you yourself cannot understand. You know it's not you, but you can't even believe this is how sophisticated this weapon has become. You know it's impossible that you organically have any of that. You know it's not possible, but you're experiencing it. So the impossible is being done to you right now. It's insane. So I know I'm not the only one that I have a list of testimony I've heard, and this woman, I'm not gonna say her name, said, and this is a mother of two, that they would do this program of perversion, according to her. And her testimony was in 2007. That they would do this quote unquote program of perversion. This program of perversion consisted of some sort of stimulation. They have full control of your libido, of your sexual organs, and of your hormones. They can do so much. It's so freaking sophisticated. And she said, according to her, that they would do this thing this program of perversion aiming toward young people and children, and specifically teenagers will be very much involved in the. I know I'm not the only one. But the disgusting thing is like seeing this like teenager just like really trying to walk in the way. It's like, and the frustration is the real you will laugh at this. I will look at this like if I have the ability to be me again, I will stop and I will just look at them as like, do you really think I will look as like you have no shame. But now I want to do the same thing. But what happens is I get stimulations from them. They do this nasty, disturbing stimulation. This technology is capable of doing, and perception manipulation. That I'm not even. I don't even have. I'm helpless in the sense that I cannot react the way I would react as me because I'm no longer me. I've been hacked, and so everything is different. And so they keep saying you'll get raped. Listen, whatever is gonna happen to all the target individuals, I know horrible things happen. I expect bad things to happen to me, but my point is, I will never let them live their fantasy. They want you to subscribe to these nasty things they do to you, and to feel like it's you. Of course, I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm gonna make sure that they know that what they're doing to me, I know is them doing that to me. If they want to use fear tactics to force me to accept these things as me, I will not subscribe to them. Whatever comes to me will come to me. But one thing for sure, I will never subscribe to this. The gaslighting, the fear tactics, all that. Do not subscribe to it. Understand. Remember who you were before August 19. Before, to me, it's August 19, 2019, when this technology became something that that happened. Right, the V2K and the synthetic telepathy. Synthetic telepathy. Remember that day. Remember a day for you, and you understand that you remember who you were before that day. Right. You can see it's becoming harder for me to speak. I gotta be very careful what I say because sometimes they inject some wordage that I'm not trying to say, but they've done things and made me say certain things that I'm surprised. I caught myself saying something completely off. This is something that others have said too. So just remember who you really are and do not subscribe to what they're trying to make you subscribe. They force you to have the most illogical, almost, and I don't want to use this word, but a sense of a logic that's on a spectrum to make you subscribe to this way of thinking. Do not accept these things. Find ways to not subscribe. My mind is no longer mine at this point. They like to say, "Oh, this is our mind." They like to say that. It's like, yes, I get what you're saying. It's no longer me. My thoughts can go any way. You have tried to condition me to accept these things as me. You're trying to make me force me to see certain things in different. It's basically try to change you. Now, whatever ends up happening, I just found proud that I did never subscribe. And matter of fact, I hope that my testimonies will help others. I'm not fearful whatever comes next. What I'm fearful is that I subscribe to what they're trying to make me accept with this technology, with this disturbing. I do not. I'm not scared of what comes next. Death comes to all of us. Obviously, I don't wish it. But one thing is for sure, I will not subscribe to things I know is not me. And I understand, and I'm so thankful to all the testimonies that I've heard that have confirmed that they can do these things, that kept me strong to my last breath, because I could not be doubtful that they are capable of doing this because they've done it to others. And so I'm making those testimonies as much as I can talk about, as much as I can articulate about, especially when it comes to those manipulation of the thoughts, that to all target individual understand that they will try to change you as somebody else, and they will use all kind of method. This is This is it's not a group of just random individual. This is obviously something bigger and larger and global and with almost unlimited resource. Believe it's definitely coming from the DoD, and obviously they use all kind of random people. Not random, but bunch of contractors. They can have a whole neighborhood do this to you. So you understand that this is not just some group of whatever they try to portray themselves. You cannot you just understand that it's impossible. And that what's the only thing that's capable to afford this kind of thing is a entity that is limitless in resources, limitless in personnel, limitless in technology, and obviously it only comes from the top. So, to all target individuals, please stay strong. The degradation is gonna be strong. They're gonna be, and I'm sure some of you have experienced the same thing where you see a bunch of teenagers and young people try to like really act weird and they do. It's so disgusting. Stay strong. Be strong. Do not subscribe, and do not be fearful. The people that try to add fear to you probably know more than you. I'm not gonna let them live the fantasy. And that's why I make this video, is because they want you to be fearful of those reactions, those perceptions. No, I make these videos not only to enlighten, but also to confirm that I'm not subscribing to it. So to all target individuals, stay strong. Do not subscribe. And know that justice will be done for all the nasty, disturbing things they've done to you. Nobody's perfect, but you know your imperfections and you know where they try to change you as. God bless you.